Okay. Well, we adjourn the October 19th city council meeting, pre-council meeting.
Let the record show that the city council has reconvened at 7:04 p.m. We'll begin with roll call. Mayor Whitaker.
Here.
Councilman Dickinson.
Here.
Councilwoman Gannon. Here. Councilman Hahn.
Here.
Councilman Morris.
Here.
Councilman Rogers.
Here.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Here.
Councilwoman Rudin. Here. Councilman Scherr.
Here.
Next is public comments. First, Aaron Gallagher. Mhm.
Well, considering that most of my public comments had to refer to Councilman Hogg, I think it's rather convenient that you had the executive session prior to this. I'm curious how many times you've had executive session prior to public comment. Mr. Mayor, do you know how many times? How many times have you done that before?
Is this your comment?
It's a question. How
It's
many?
public comment, so make your comment, please.
Well, my comment is how many times,
That's not a comment, so make your comment, please.
how many times has the city council, have you, Mr. Mayor, moved the public comment to after the executive session? You're not gonna answer?
It's a comment, not a question, ma'am.
Well,
You're
I
not
think
following
that-
this.
I think it's a
Please make your
pretty
public comment.
simple-
No one's here to argue with you. Make your comment.
Well, clearly you're arguing with me.
No, you keep asking me a question. I've told you repeatedly, this isn't a question and answer session, it's a public comment.
Well,
So,
and yet, you've decided to move the executive session prior to public comment
Right.
so that Mr. Hugg could conveniently leave in light of a 40-page lawsuit that Stop North Point filed last week and specified Mr. Hugg in one of the
yeah, ma'am,
complaints.
you're gonna address the council as a whole.
I am.
You're not, excuse me, you're not gonna attack individual council people. That's not how we do it here. You can read the Joliet ordinances. Maybe that's how you do business in Manhattan, but that's not how we do it here. So if you have a comment, please address the council as a whole. If you want to comment on the lawsuit you filed, I guess you could do it. You're not gonna get a response here because it's not appropriate for us. So, again, I'll leave my opinion out of it. Just make your comment to the council as a whole. You don't need to attack any member of this body.
So am I going to get extra time added to
No,
the
you're
end of
not.
mine for all of that soliloquy you just made?
No,
Why not? Why not? I'm not attacking Mr. Hugg. I said that it was convenient for him to be able to walk out of a meeting prior to being addressed for a public comment, which you conveniently moved. So when it comes to how we do business in Manhattan, sir, clearly we do business in Manhattan with a little bit more ethics than you clearly do business in Joliet. And I would like that time added to my comment, please. I have some things that I want to say. Are you telling me you're going to cut off my comment after making us wait an extra hour?
is that your comment?
I'm not done. Is that your answer? I am not going to be bullied, sir. I came here with something to say. We had filed a 40-page complaint. It was over 200 pages with affidavits. And just before this meeting, I had sent an email to each of you letting you know some of the specifics behind some of the allegations that were made and things that we alleged in 3 points. And of those 3 points, Mr. Hugg was mentioned in one of them. Did anybody have any particular questions that they wanted to ask me about that email? Or anything else that you wanted to say, or have anything that you wanted to address on that? I came prepared to ask questions and be prepared to answer questions. I did not come to be bullied, sir.
Is that your comment?
Are you telling me I have to leave?
Well, you have 15 seconds left, so yeah, if you can wrap
Is
it.
that with or without the time that you took away from me? I just also wanted to point out that
You have the 4-minute mark,
United
ma'am. If you can wrap it up, please.
I wanted to point out that the U.S. Department
Tony?
of Veterans Affairs specified that they wrote a letter, and I wanted to make sure that each of you had received that letter that had 5 points specified in it.
Thank you.
Those 5 points that were specified in it are included in this suit.
Thank you. Your comment's done. Can you sit down, please?
Is there anyone else that would like to speak under public comments?
Finish my speech. I guess it only pertains to, in fact, they're insulting council people that the mayor doesn't like and people get to speak. But anyway, September 24th, email from Mr. Hawk. Mr. Sheridan, following consultation with Councilwoman Gavin, I'm going to survey those property owners to the alley to determine their desire to have the alley remain open, closed, or any other alternative. I might add that the petition form that was used for that was the same format that the city used in 2012 when they mailed it out to the residents. September 26th, Betty collected the petitions from neighbors. No one told us that the alley, that they wanted it open. Nor did my FOIA request provide any names of alleged people wanting the alley open. On Monday, September 28th, Betty Gavin turned in the petitions to Jim Hawk, and also in attendance was Councilwoman Reardon. When asked by Councilwoman Gavin, would she expect the post to be put back that would be installed that week? 4 days later, Thursday, October 1st, the game changed again. Mr. Hawk told her and me in an email, I have decided that the city needs to establish a policy spelling out criteria, yada, 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 for the thing. That was another lie. He didn't decide it. The mayor told him to do it. I might also, the story keeps changing, and I had to file a FOIA request to obtain the information necessary to support the truth and show the lies that people kept telling. The mayor continues to cost taxpayers Joliet money they can't afford to spend to investigate his lying and game playing. City is projecting $11 to an $18 million deficit, and the mayor is worried about an alley that was properly closed 8 years ago. And Mr. Hawk is going right along with him. Marty Shanahan was removed from the city manager for lying to some councilmen, and maybe it's time to do the same thing for Mr. Hawk. One thing I found interesting is that Mr. Joliet finds it very funny that I signed my email, have a blessed day, and the high-priced $240K lying city manager refers to him as a cartoon, sends it back and says, yeah, you have a blessed day too. That's all they got to do. In summary, there isn't any political clout going on with this alley. It's you, Mr. Mayor. You are using your position as mayor for retaliation towards me and the taxpayers on Center Street and Cora Street. In my opinion, this is an ethics violation. It's plain and simple, and a pure case of usurping authority. And I would ask that a resolution, of course, is going to be pulled from the agenda tomorrow, state that the future alley closers and grandfather mine into that future because it was closed property all along until it was opened up by yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Been motioned and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.